you ever wondered what Graviturgy would look like if you turned it into a big weapon for hitting people on the head with? Not the grav hammer from Halo, just so we're clear. Well, that's exactly what the Hollow Gravity Mace is all about, and I'm going to tell you about it, and then you can find it in the description for your own games. My name is Jason, and this is a Dragon's Horde D&D, where I share all of my homebrew nonsense with all of you to use in your own games. Anyway, let's go into the lore of this thing, shall we? The Hollow Gravity Mace was created by a wizard who end up locked out of their own reality due to the whims of gods, as they are wont to do in D&D. In an attempt to wrestle some control back from these gods, he attempted to use his gravitational magic to warp reality and potentially change time itself. However, he couldn't muster enough of it to impact the time stream, as it were, and instead ended up with a gravitational well that was strong enough to be used as a weapon, but not strong enough to do much else, at least on his first attempt. With this gravitational well then sort of loose, he decided to encase it in a magically enhanced metal frame and turn it into a mace. The mace is made from an extraordinary and otherworldly metal, perhaps from asteroid or a meteorite of some kind. It's kind of up to you. And while the handle is wrapped in leather for a better grip, the head of the mace almost looks like it could be used to pierce something, but is instead four spindly bits of metal twirling around one another to form the head. Despite how it appears, because of the extra weight that the gravitational well adds to the whole construction, it's actually an incredibly well-balanced weapon, although it might not appear that to anyone who's not familiar with it. That's the lore of the weapon. Obviously, you can change it to fit your needs, but that's the lore that I've given it, so that's fun. Let's go over the mechanics. It's a mace, so it does 1d6 damage plus your ability modifier if you are proficient with a weapon, and it gives a +1 bonus to both attack and damage rolls as well. It even has the thrown property thanks to its unique design, although you're probably not going to want to use that because it's not going to come back unless you have a feature that says otherwise. The fun part of this weapon is that when you hit something with it, it tends to tear off a small chunk of debris. Maybe that's a piece of armor from the thing you're hitting, or if you're smashing a pot or something, it might be a piece of the pot, or even a piece of the ground itself. That debris then swirls around in the hollow head of the mace and gains more and more velocity, and it actually allows you to use it as a ranged weapon too. You can fling the debris out as a normal attack with a 30-foot range at anything you can see within that range. You still do this as you would do with a melee attack, and it's still counted as a melee attack, which can be fun for different builds. It adds a lot of flexibility to a melee weapon that would otherwise not be all that flexible, and it's something I really like doing with weapons, as you'll probably find out as we go further down the line. My first iteration of this, instead of just flinging the debris, it effectively gave you the catapult spell, and while I still like this as a design, I think it's a little less balanced, assuming... It's a little less balanced depending on how you're going to use it, whether or not you're using an action or an attack to cast it. I think it's fine either way, and if that's how you want to do that, then that's perfectly fine too. But this is the simplest and most efficient version of the design, in my opinion. That's all there is for this one. Next week, I'm going to be doing another monster, one which I sent the description of to Wyntre, my artist friend, who they said they hated it, which is all I want, really, from my monsters. That's the aim. So look forward to that next week, and if you enjoyed this, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.